After 40 years in the wilderness, Israel finally stands at the edge of the promised land, but Moses will never enter it. These are the final speeches, final warnings, and final prayers of one of the greatest leaders in history. The Book of Deuteronomy is not just a goodbye, it's a choice between life and destruction. Today we're breaking down the Book of Deuteronomy, Moses' final message to Israel before they enter the Promised Land. We'll explore the major themes, powerful warnings, God's covenant, and 5 important verses you need to know. And, by the end, you'll understand why this book still speaks powerfully to our lives today. Deuteronomy was traditionally written by Moses. The name means second law because Moses reviews and repeats God's commandments to the new generation of Israelites. The old generation had died in the wilderness. Now their children stood ready to enter the land God promised, and Moses prepares them for what comes next. Moses begins by reminding Israel of everything God has done: the wilderness, the miracles, the victories, and the failures. Again and again, Moses warns them, do not forget God when life becomes comfortable, because forgetting God leads to destruction. Then comes one of the most important passages in the Bible, the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Moses commands the people to love God with all their heart, soul, and strength. Not halfway, not occasionally, completely. This becomes the foundation of Israel's faith. Moses presents Israel with a choice: obey God and receive blessing, turn away and face destruction. Deuteronomy contains some of the strongest warnings in the Old Testament because God knew success could become more dangerous than struggle. When people prosper, they often forget who led them there. As Moses nears death, Joshua is appointed as the new leader. The mission will continue, but Moses will only see the promised land from a distance. After leading Israel for decades, his journey comes to an end, and one of the greatest leaders in biblical history dies on Mount Nebo. Near the end of the book, Moses gives one final challenge: I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life. These words echo far beyond ancient Israel. Every generation faces the same decision. Will we trust God or walk away? Important verses from Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 6-4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. The foundation of Israel's faith. Deuteronomy 6-5. Love the Lord your God with all your heart. Total devotion to God. Deuteronomy 8:18. Remember the Lord your God. God is the source of every blessing. Deuteronomy 31-6. Be strong and courageous. God goes before his people. Deuteronomy 30-19. Choose life. One of the Bible's most powerful invitations. Deuteronomy is more than Moses' farewell speech. It is a reminder that every generation must choose who they will follow. The wilderness journey was ending, but the real test was only beginning.